It's like aquarium themed or like seaweed. I don't know. It's beautiful though. I just love it. I don't know what it is, man. I had to take it. It really sucks. And this is a secret between me and you, okay? But yeah, I love this pillow. Beautiful. As usual, I have a beautiful pair of shoes to match this outfit. Let me see if I can show you in an appropriate way. In an appropriate way. I'll utilize the pillow. How about that? There we go. Okay. Look at these shoes. They are so cute. They just barely fit me perfectly. If I take pictures, I'll probably take pictures after this. I'll put a picture here so you guys can see it. Because this is not doing it justice. Just showing you like me sitting down and like lifting my shoe. I'll stand up for you. I really like this dress. It fits me perfectly. This is one of the costumes so far that I'm gonna have to keep, that I found at my job. The other two that I found at my job did not fit me. And then the third costume was just a bridesmaid's dress with one of my corsets that I've already owned for literal years that I put over that bridesmaid's dress because it was way too big for me as well, like the other ones. So, but this one fits me like a glove. I love when things fit me like a glove because it's weird to be a woman. It's so hard to find things that fit you. I don't know what happened, but like honestly, I've never really known my size of clothes. Like maybe as a teenager when I was shopping, but still nothing. You don't really know your size. You just have to try things on because everything is so different. If you're a girl, you understand. If you're a guy, you're probably confused right now. I'll explain. Okay, so certain sizes will say small, but they won't fit you well. They'll be too big for you, right? But then you'll go to another brand, and that small will fit you like a glove, like perfectly. And then also you'll be shopping within that same brand, and you'll find a medium fits you better than a small in a certain piece of clothing. Like I've noticed that my sports bra size is way different than my underwear size. Like I can't comprehend that, honestly. My underwear size is very small, okay? My sports bra size is medium, but I am way smaller around here than I am here. So that makes no sense. I mean, I don't know how else I can explain that. I don't. I'm just saying theoretically, I should be a small up here because I am in all shirts. Like the smallest possible shirt. Honestly, I can wear kid-sized shirts and they fit me perfectly. But when it comes to below the waist, heck no. I have to really figure things out because my waist is skinny, but my thighs are not, and my butt is not. So you have to find something that will fit over your waist, but then also not be too big once it's your... Okay, I'm done explaining this. I could make a full-length video about this, and you know what? I think I will, okay? Maybe that's how I'll break back into making long-form content that isn't ASMR. This has been like a coping mechanism to just like only do ASMR videos, I think. So, yeah, I can't wait to start speaking again. I have a lot of other videos where I speak at a normal volume if you're curious, okay? And yet again, it's already 10 minutes into filming and I have not started reading the book yet, so I think I'm going to put this all at the end for the bloopers. Because what is the format of these videos? I still do not know. I don't know. I guess those of you who watch already, you already know that if you want to see me talk a bunch, you wait until the end and I'll talk a bunch. New people, hi, how are you? I guess you're learning, but sorry. Okay, let's get right into this. So, I was very excited at the end of the last episode, episode 28, because this girl who's been trying to find the real Alma from the actual book, The History of Love. If you haven't been keeping up, I will link a playlist below in the comments of all of these in order so that you can know exactly safaris when he was 22 while traveling alone with a topographical map, a compass, a Swiss Army knife, and a Spanish Hebrew dictionary. I also tell her about my mother and her wall of dictionaries, and Emmanuel Chaim, who goes by the name Bird in honor of his freedom, and his having survived an effort to fly that left behind a scar on his head. She shows me a picture of herself when she was my age. The talking parrot squawks, "Alma," and both of us turn. Number 7. I'm sick of famous writers. Daydreaming. I missed my stop and had to walk back 10 blocks, and with every block I felt more nervous and less sure. What if Alma, the real, live Alma, actually answered the door? What was I supposed to say to someone who'd walked off the pages of a book? Or what if she'd never heard of the history of love? Or what if she had, but wanted to forget it? I'd been so busy trying to find her that it hadn't occurred to me that maybe she didn't want to be found. But there was no time left to think, because I was standing at the end of 52nd Street outside her building. "Can I help you?" the doorman asked. "My name is Alma Singer. I'm looking for Mrs. Alma Moritz. Is she home?" I asked. "Mrs. Moritz," he said. He had a weird expression when he said her name. He said, "No." He looked as if he felt sorry for me, and then I felt sorry for myself, because what he said next was that Alma wasn't alive. She died 5 years ago, which was how I found out that everyone I'm named after is dead. Alma Miraminsky, and my father, David Singer, and my great-aunt Dora, who died in the Warsaw Ghetto, and for whom I was given my Hebrew name, Devereaux. Why do people always get named after dead people? If they have to be named after anything at all, why can't it be things which have more permanence? Like the sky or the sea, or even ideas, which never really die, not even bad ones. The doorman had been talking, but now he stopped. "Are you okay?" he asked. "Fine, thank you," I said, even though I wasn't. "You want to sit down or something?" I shook my head. I don't know why, but I thought of the time Dad took me to see the penguins at the zoo, lifting me up onto his shoulders in the dank and fishy cold so I could press my face against the glass and watch them get fed, and how he taught me to pronounce the word Antarctica. Then I wondered if it ever really happened. Because there was nothing left to say, I said, "Have you ever heard of the book called The History of Love?" The doorman shrugged and shook his head. "If you want to talk about books, you should talk to the son." "Alma's son?" "Sure, Isaac. He still comes in sometimes." Isaac Moritz, famous writer. You didn't know that was their son?" "Sure, he still uses the place when he's in town." "You want to leave a message?" he asked. "No, thank you," I said, because I'd never heard of any Isaac Moritz. That evening, Uncle Julian ordered a beer for himself and a mango lassi for me and said, "I know sometimes things are hard for Mum. She misses Dad," I said, which was like pointing out that a skyscraper is tall. "I know you didn't know your grandpa. In lots of ways he was very wonderful, but he was also a difficult man. Controlling would be a nice word for it. He had very strict rules about how your mom and I should live. The reason I didn't know my grandfather very well was because he died of old age while on holiday at a hotel in Bournemouth a few years after I was born. Charlotte got the brunt of it since she was the eldest and a girl. I think that's why she's always refused to tell you and Bird what to do or how to do it, except for her manners." I pointed out, "No, she doesn't restrain herself on the subject of manners, does she?" I suppose what I'm trying to say is that I know she may seem distant sometimes. She has her own things she needs to work out. Missing your dad is one. Arguing against her own father is another. But you know how much she loves you, Al, don't you? I nodded. The way Uncle Julian smiled was always a little lopsided, with one side of his mouth curling up higher than the other, as if part of him refused to cooperate with the rest. "Well then," he said, and raised his glass. "To you turning 15, and to me finishing this bloody book." We clicked glasses. Then he told me the story about how he fell in love with Alberto Giacometti when he was 25. "How did you fall in love with Aunt Frances?" I asked. "Ah," said Julian, and mopped his forehead, which was shiny and damp. "He was going a little bald Julian sighed. Once I start to think about it, it's hard to imagine any kind of anything, happiness or otherwise, without her. I've lived with Frances for so long that I can't imagine what life would look or feel like with another person. Like Flo, I said. Uncle Julian choked on his food. How do you know about Flo? I found the letter you started in the trash bin. His face turned red. I looked up at the map of India on the wall. Every 14-year-old should know the exact location of Calcutta. It wouldn't do to go around without the faintest clue of where Calcutta is. I see, said Uncle Julian. Well, Flo is a colleague of mine at the Courtauld, and she's a good friend. And Frances has always been a little jealous of that. There are certain things. How to say this, Al? Okay, let me give you an example. Can I give you an example? Okay, there's a self-portrait by Rembrandt. It's at Kenwood House, very close to where we live. We took you there when you were little. Do you remember? No. Doesn't matter. The point is, it's one of my favorite paintings. I go to see it quite a lot. I start off on a walk on the heath, and then I find myself there. It's one of the last self-portraits he did. He painted it sometime between 1665 and when he died 4 years later, bankrupt and alone. All stretches of the canvas are bare. There's a hurried intensity in the strokes. You can see where he scratched into the wet paint with the end of the brush. It's as if he knew there wasn't much time left, and yet there's a serenity in his face, a sense of something that survived its own ruin. I slid down in the booth and swung my foot, accidentally kicking Uncle Julian's leg. What does it have to do with Aunt Frances and Flo? I asked. For a moment, Uncle Julian looked lost. I really don't know, he said. He mopped his forehead again and called for the check. We sat in silence. Uncle Julian's mouth twitched. He took a 20 out of his wallet and folded it into a tiny square, then folded that into an even smaller square. Then very quickly he said, Fran couldn't give two shits about that painting, and put his empty beer glass to his lips. If you want to know, I don't think you're a dog, I said. Uncle Julian smiled. Can I ask you a question? I said, while the waiter went back for his change. Of course. Did Mom and Dad ever fight? I suppose they did. Certainly, sometimes. No more than anyone else. Do you think Dad would have wanted Mom to fall in love again? Uncle Julian gave me one of his lopsided smiles. I do, he said. I think he would have wanted that very much. This book is long, but it's... Oh my gosh. What's gonna happen, you guys? Boop. Okay. I'm gonna stop there for today. Oh, dang it. I started off being so excited because I thought that she found Alma. But I also kind of knew that that was too good to be true because earlier in the book we learned that she had passed from the man who wrote The History of Love. Oh, this is so interesting. I really hope you guys enjoy this and you're following along and you love it as much as I do because, oh my gosh, this story just, it hits my soul so hard. I've always loved this book, and I've always loved romance, and I've always loved love and true love. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like if you did like it, and if you like my outfit, my ASMR, yeah. And also, subscribe to my dang channel, okay? It is free. A free way to help my channel grow, and if my channel grows, I will continue making content, so definitely recommend doing that. It would help me. Also, just a little confidence boost for me when I get a subscriber. So, you know, I'm still a small channel, okay? So, it just makes me smile. there for you. Okay, I'll link that below, and I'll link a playlist of all of these in order for you as well. For those who have always supported me, thank you so much. I am doing so much better now in life, and it's taken a long time. It took me moving, it took me pre-filming these, like up to 7 episodes I pre-filmed and pre-edited so that I could have these coming out still consistently during my move. And I'm just like shocked at how well I've done still continuing, at least with my ASMR videos during this crazy time in my life. And now, you guys, it's settling. I almost didn't ever expect it. I couldn't see an end to my suffering, and I was still working towards it. Like, that's crazy strong of me to have done. It's amazing. Wow. I still can't really believe that I'm here, but it's sinking in as it settles, as everything is really calmer. Everything is so calm around me. Like, and I have people who respect me now that are in my life. Like, my landlord, my coworkers. They just respect me. Like, there's no question about whether or not to respect me. So that's even harder for me to get used to, because I'm like, I learned I have rejection sensitive dysphoria. So I'm constantly worried about people rejecting me, or like thinking that they are when they're not, because of past abuse that I've experienced. So like, even when people are being super nice to me and respectful, I still have this like voice in my head of like, are they gonna turn on me tomorrow? Like, I don't know. Do they really even like me? It sucks, but I'm working on that, and it's getting better as I'm more respected, and as my life calms down, and as I get the things I've always deserved and never got to have access to. Yeah, it's amazing. I've held myself back with my PTSD like taking me over for so long, and I can confidently say I've taken a good hold on it, and I know how to like get better. Even as new traumas happen to me, I can get better. Like, even though it traumatizes me and I get set back for 6 months, I can come out of it still a stronger version of myself, having learned more about myself and how to avoid situations like that and set better boundaries for myself. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself is what I'm trying to say, and thank you guys for supporting me. And if you've watched me through my journey, you're freaking awesome for supporting me. And yeah, just letting you know that things are finally really great. Happy freaking October, happy fall, happy Halloween. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful outside right now. Whatever you're doing, have a good day, good night, good evening. Bye guys.
My channel is sponsored by a website called Wildflower Sex. For the rest of this ad read, I'm going to say sax, like saxophone, instead of the word that I need to say. So let's talk more about Wildflower Sax. They are
shoe in the washing machine. But yeah, like sneakers, most of them you can, and pillows. You just have to make sure it dries well enough. Some you can put in the dryer, but I would say just letting it air dry in a good place that's nice and like warm is good. There it squawks, Alma, and both of us turn. Okay, I knew that was too good to be true. Dang it. I read forward again. I was really excited, and then I had to make sure because I was like, okay, that seems too good to be true. And so I read forward, and yeah, it's too good to be true. She was daydreaming. Dang it. If I'm right, then Alma's already dead, so I don't know if she'll even find her at this point. Okay, let's see. Dang it. I was flooded with joy just then. That was such a beautiful moment. A made up moment. Dang it. Then my Hebrew name, Devereaux. Like Blanche Devereaux. No, I think it's Blanche Devereaux. Still very close. If you know who I'm referencing, then heck yeah. Okay. Okay. I realized when I was in my early 20s and I was moving away from my really toxic family, I was watching really innocent really boring innocent family shows. I kind of always have. I realize, I used to watch whatever show Urkel is, Family Matters. When I was young, I watched that. And then Mike and Molly, super cute, love that show. And then it's kind of hard to watch now though, super cringy comedy when you look back at it now, but I liked it at the time because it was about love, just cute, sweet, innocent love. One show I really got into when I moved away and was over 21 was what's that show? The Golden Girls. It's just so cute, and I never really have had a close group of friends except in high school. I had a close group of friends, but even then we all weren't super close. There do wonder if we could just get cozy. Kinda cozy. Kinda, not really. Not really that cozy. Because I still have to be like, okay. How about like this? Alright, and then let's see. Turn that. Okay, alright. Maybe not. Okay.